Hello, I'm Staff Sergeant John Shepard. I'm going to be teaching you 3 different threshold assessments that you can use in Tactical Assault VR. Now, what I'm going to teach you are real-life tactics that are used by SWAT, military, all kinds of different professions. But I am not certified to teach you anything in real life, so I'm teaching you how to implement that stuff into Tactical Assault VR. For any real-life instruction, obviously, go to somebody who's qualified to teach you that. But I have studied the topic in a decent amount of depth. And if I say anything wrong, then please let me know in the comments so I can improve. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get into any specific topics, let's talk about what threshold assessments are and their use. So the idea of a threshold assessment is to get sort of a picture or a view of the room from the outside, as well as, clearing parts of it before you fully commit yourself and your team into that room. Now, the reason we might want to do this is, number one, because it's a little bit safer. Right, so if I am clearing out here, I can isolate this target right here. You can see down there, there's 2 targets. I think you can see it on the camera. Right, but I can take this dude once, and then this dude, instead of taking both at once. Additionally, I can sort of get a view into the room to kind of see what I'm going to go up against, right? So I can see different kinds of furniture, obstructions, type of the room maybe. If I continue down here, from the outside, I can see that this is a U-shaped room and there's an open doorway into the center. It can drastically change how I'm actually going to approach that room. Now, let's get into the first tactic, slicing the pie. So, slicing the pie is going to be the most deliberate threshold assessment we're going to talk about today. Now, the idea behind it is we are going to take out small little chunks of the room, small little slices of angles, or slices of the pie, as the name would suggest. So, how you're going to do it is you're going to start on one side, doesn't really matter which. You are going to look over your weapon or down your sights if you really want to. I wouldn't recommend that though, just so you can see more of what's going on. From there, right, you're going to clear out your deep corner, and of course make sure you're ready to engage any sort of targets. Clear out your deep corner, and you're going to take a step over to your right in this instance, right, and you're going to take small slices of this angle. So bang, bang, engage this target, bang, bang. Right, and I'm going to continue this until I get across the doorway. And I can see as much as I possibly can from the outside of the room. Now, let's see the view from the inside. Okay, so as I'm pieing, I want to try and expose as little of me as possible, right, as I go across that doorway. And remember, this is a very slow, very deliberate tactic. It should take you at the bare minimum about like 8 seconds to go across that doorway. But you should be moving at about the speed it takes you to easily process what's going on inside of the room. Alright, so let's do a live example from my perspective of what it should kind of look like. So right, immediately clear out deep corner, go back, engage the target, go to the next target, and then continue across that doorway. Oh, I see it's a U shape. Okay, acknowledge that. Now from here, once you've completed the whole full pie, you're going to want to enter the room. Now, which should I do? Should I do a bun hook or a cross? Right. Is it more likely that there's somebody in this short corner or somebody down that long corner? Probably in that long corner, so I'm going to cross and push that thread. Engage that, move to the center of the room. Okay, so the next one we're talking about is a pan. Now, a pan is very similar to a pie. The real difference between it is it's just more dynamic. You are normally moving continuously the whole time, and you're engaging targets on the move. So the idea behind what you would want to use it for is if you're trying to get into that room like fast. So maybe, for instance, you're on the outside of a building, you can't keep up very good security, so you just want to kind of get in there, but you don't want to fully just throw yourselves in there and commit to the room. You want to still see a bit from the outside. So let's get into what that would kind of look like. So a pan, again, same thing as a pie, but it's just a lot faster, and you're engaging on the move. So bang, 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 I'm killing those targets. Alright, let's get into a view from the inside. As you can see, right, I'm going a lot faster. So bang, 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 bang. I'm engaging targets on the move through there. I'm going to commit to my corner and go in, just like you would a pie. Okay, so just a quick view from what it should look like from your perspective on your pan. Right, in the center. Great. Let's talk about the last one I'm going to cover today, which is the center check. Now, the center check is a very dynamic method. I would recommend really only using it for things like hostage rescue. It's still slightly better than just immediately going in and coming into your deep corners. You just do a quick view of the center. So really what it is just a half pan. So you're just coming out, bang, 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 then you're going in, taking your deep corner. This is a pretty fast one, right? Normally you're going to only see this used in things like hostage rescue, or if you just really need to get into that room fast for whatever reason. So what it's going to look like from the inside is something like this. Right, and then once you take your deep corner, you clear center like normal. So again, very dynamic. I would recommend using something else if you don't really need to get inside room fast. Here's what it's going to look like from your view when you're doing a center check. There you go. Alright, now let's see what it's going to look like against live enemies. So for this first one, let's do a pie. So right, I want to take it slowly. And again, extra pro tip, the further you are from an angle, the less of yourself you expose to that corner. So if you can, you want to go decently far when you're doing stuff like this. Okay, so I've cleared all that. I can see that there is a open doorway on the right, and this deep corner I could not see in. So I'm going to push through in that deep corner, move to clear that open doorway, and then I'm going to pie this one off. Engage him, keep going, go deep corner, clear center. Alright. Let's try a pan now. Alright, took me long enough to find a room with actual enemies, so let's try on this one. That's right, I want to clear out this deep corner. Engage him, move, clear. Now I can see that this corner's clear, so take deep corner and get him. Great. Alright, let's do a center check now. Let's hope there is an actual enemy in this room. Right, clear that, center. Apparently they're blind. Again, this is a perfect example of why you don't want to use a center check unless you don't have to. Especially if you're on your own. If you're on your own, use for a center check is almost nothing. If you're doing one-man CQB, you should be pieing or panning every doorway. If these were actually real people, I would have almost certainly died there. So again, when it's possible, use more deliberate threshold assessments. Alright, hopefully you find some of those tactics a little bit useful. Again, if I say anything wrong, criticism and all that is perfectly welcome. Always try and get better, right? Now, if you like join 2nd Battalion, make sure you meet these requirements over here. And yeah, other than that, have a great day. Hope to see you at selections.